All right. The first thing we do today is we're going to try to gaslight Elk. I have to time this very, very precariously. I have to call Elk and send the stream invite at like the exact same moment. So if they answer the phone, I'm like, why the fuck haven't you accepted the stream together invite?
Go. I literally just
Why on earth haven't you accepted the invite yet? What's going on? We're 10 minutes late. What's happening?
What? Do not open the scrandle.
Do not, under no circumstances, open the scrandle. What's happening with the scrandle?
Do not open the scrandle.
Do not. I'm playing the daily. Oh God! No, my camera's in the way. Hold on, chat. You gotta witness. Oh Lord! I'm so unhappy. 15 quid too. Holy shit! Unacceptable. Unacceptable. All right. All right, Elk is here and they're big. 3-3 Belk is here. What a beautiful morning.
Oh, yeah,
oh shit, sure. All right, hold on. How's your morning been, Elk?
It's been good. I woke up to my alarm and I just took my pill, and then I started collecting really loud music into my loud music playlist.
What the fuck?
I need a good workout playlist.
That's real.
So I'm trying to make a playlist that'll make me go deaf because I'm tired of hearing things.
That's less real, but I respect it. I think Z would probably have some good picks for you. Z's workout music is very, very loud and crazy style.
Oh, there's someone on the podcast in the comments that crashed out over my furry avatar, and I'm never ever going back. What? The amount of rage that has been generated in people by this thing is just like, it's impossible to quantify. It's so funny to me.
What do they say?
I'll pull it up here.
Yeah, pull it up. I'm doing the graphic that I said I would do yesterday right now.
Okay. So yeah, I'll fill the air. Someone commented, "What the hell is that furry doing here?" Totally normal comment. That one's fine.
Very normal.
Someone replies, "They're literally a host of the podcast," and then someone sweeps in and goes, "Asterix, he is." I'm just commenting how there's a lot of deviants and odd behaviors that normal people encounter.
Deviants and odd behaviors.
Look at the deviant in front of you right now.
That's absolutely
and then that
incredible.
same guy went on to reply, "It's not healthy. Just the regular miasma bizarreness that MTG hobbyists have to put up with in the online space." And then I replied, like, saying, "Oh, farts. Oh, sorry about my miasma. Farts." Green clouds start appearing because he said miasma.
Yeah.
Whenever I have an online opponent and they give me like a layup to type something like schizo, I always take it. It's so funny.
Whenever I can just freak the fuck out on somebody.
Have you ever listened to Ada's solo work? Okay, so I have not listened to Ada's individual work, but I have listened to her work via Black Dresses. So I'll probably look at that then. Because there's a lot of Black Dresses in this playlist as well. By the way, can you start your virtual camera? Just for me?
It's been like, I don't know what you want from me when like every day I start this stream and I start streaming and I start my virtual camera and then like it's good. And you know, always asking for more. Always asking for more that I've already given.
No, it's okay. It's beautiful because I forgot to turn on your audio anyway.
Oh my God.
I'm a really good streamer.
How am I supposed to gaslight you when you're actually making errors? I am. Almost good here.
Is it only you who can begin the docking?
I thought I had. I don't think it's only me, but I've docked us anyway.
Okay, great.
We are docked. And I am almost done correcting my previous error.
Great. I'm gonna hide this and then get in the slideshow. I'm just gonna copy the Detective Fierce copy pasta into the URL.
What is the the what?
Hi, Diva. Can I call you Diva? My name is Detective Fierce. You're not in trouble, Boots. We're just trying to get the tea on the situation. I love that fucking post so much.
If and you need to schizo post more, you said.
Yeah, I do. Dude, Dr. Sweetie 303 on Twitter. It's the best poster of them all. Dr. Roberta Bobby. Hi,
Okay.
Diva. Can I call you Diva?
All right. I think we are about ready to go. And this
Sounds
time
good to me.
we have an actual slideshow that we actually built not today. I'm not going to tell you
Yeah.
when because it will immediately take away all of that authority we have, but we built it before today. Dirty, thank you for the 55 streams. Tutors are bad because imagine you're tutoring a card, right? And when you go through your library, you look at all the cards. You're not supposed to do that. But with the toter, you go through your deck and you get a card. I mean, it's fine if you get a land, well, because you need the land to play your spells. Everyone knows that. But you tutor, and so you get a card that isn't a land, which is bad. So you go and you get the card. When you play it, sum. Just because you're YouTube doesn't mean you're right.
Exactly. Little MX Doom asked, how good are you at rage baiting, Elk? I don't even know what that is.
Elk is Elk tried to get me to put a KKK symbol in a thumbnail, so you tell me. You tell me how good they are at rage baiting, all right? Absolute rap. Absolute rap. Thank you, Skinny420, man. Spellbreaker,
Yeah,
we did
what
it.
is the KKK?
We did it yesterday. So I finished early access. I took a bath because I had a migraine, and then I messaged Elk. I was like, "I'm making dinner. We have to call. We have to call to talk about the set." So it does have it was made with all of the things that I learned after doing the early access. All right, manual ad break time, Elk.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Excellent. 3-minute ad break. I don't even think Lorwyn gave us the migraine. Z's camera has a ring light built into it, and so the whole time we were playing, we had a small circular, high lumen light searing our fucking retinas.
I still don't have your camera feed, by the way. Cough, cough.
That's weird. This time, genuinely, the virtual camera's on. So let me
Okay.
start again. I may have it fucked up in stream together. Yes, I do.
There
Allow, confirm. There we go. Sorry.
Dope.
Am Fant. Thank you for the prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. Elk, I love your new look. Very kissable. I
am a delightful kiss boy, if nothing else.
God. What makes people so excited about this set? It's high fantasy, which people have wanted to see out of Magic for a very, very long time. There's a lot of people that are like, even if you like Universes Beyond, it's still very like Fortnite-y, and they like Magic feeling itself-y.
Bobberation. Thank you for the tier 1.
Rose, thank you for the Prime. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars for the 4th month.
Yeah, people are excited for Lorwyn because although the set does look a little bit lower powered, it's still like a boomer set. People love Lorwyn, so people are excited to see it back. It has Evoke, which is a mechanic very similar to Warp that people loved.
Yeah, I like that. I like that they iterated on Warp.
Yeah, they iterated on Warp. Yeah, exactly. 501 bits from Clay.
Oh my God, we got a shared hype train off that generosity. Thank you, Clay.
And can't hear you, but wanted to say I hope you feel better. So I do feel a lot better. And good thing you can't hear the stream because I am playing really weird music today just for fun.
Spellbreaker, don't quote the deep vet. We got him, Elk. We got him. Holding hands, making fun of Spellbreaker. This is a running joke where somebody, I think, on one of your YouTube videos, Elk, or like on one of your streams said, "Oh yeah. Wow, Evoke, that's kind of like Warp," from somebody that did not know the original Evoke mechanic. I am well aware of Evoke. You've been bungled, my friend. You've been fucking bungled. Okay.
I watched that Spice Acre video because I was listening to the really loud playlist, because I'm trying to go deaf, and luckily them subtitles all their videos.
That's fucked up. I'd never do that. You got to listen to me at 100% volume or not at all. And I see most of you fine folk have picked.
The video was at 100% volume. I just couldn't hear it over the music.
What's going on? What's happening with your Eustachian tubes? That can't be correct.
The music is just significantly louder than a British
Right,
fellow.
That's not good. That's not good for you.
Yeah.
I know you got. I know your VTuber has those big floppers, but like actual Elk has ears we got to keep safe.
No.
No. No. I love that your model raised a finger. They're fucking dying on stream.
Why is Elk hourglass shaped? Why aren't you? Idiot.
I got a vine boom you. I'm sorry, chatter. I'm sorry, chatter. Why have you not drawn yourself hourglass shaped? It's like 3-4 Elk. That's crazy. That's a good one.
No. How do we treat Elk's play? I'm literally doing so much better than I was before.
You gotta give him money. It's the only way. I'm sorry to say.
It's just I have a violent cough.
You gotta give him bits. You gotta use Prime subs. They have like a fissure in their rib cage IRL, and I've been trying to treat it with antiseptic, and they just lay in bed coughing. I need money. I need you to shove $5 bills in there. And like, I'm not gonna pay them, so you all have to.
Great.
Okay, are we ready to get into the set review proper?
100%, yeah.
Let's talk about how to lore win. I do not know how to actually start a slideshow. There we go. Found. We've never done this as an actual slideshow. Here's how to lore win.
I'm not optimized for that. Let's do that.
The most important part of your pre-release or draft experience in Lorwyn is understanding when you need to break Kindred, which is going to sound a little bit weird because this is a Kindred set. And some Kindreds are very, very parasitic, are very, very interested in only being paired with only creature types of their creature type. But a lot of the best decks, and by best decks, I mean decks that I won any games with during early access or decks that just pounded the absolute hell out of Z and I, were ones that were flexing out of their Kindred for very good pickups in other categories. So the first thing we're going to talk about, what Kindreds allow you to be flexible? What Kindreds allow you to build a good thruple? Down at the incredibly racist end, right now it looks like Elk is saying that, so I'm just going to shrinky-dink them for a moment.
I am the most racist creature ever.
Yes, you are, buddy. Now get down in the corner. It's Kithkin.
Oh yeah.
They're evil. They're rat fuck bastards. There are a couple. There is one Kithkin in particular we'll talk about later that you can just throw into any green deck. But Kithkin, far and away, both have a lot of effects that are like, I do something for a different Kithkin, and their game plan is much more like, we have to get wide and overrun you with tokens, and if we don't do that, we are fucketed. After that, next most racist is goblins. They also care a lot about like goblin based effects. After that, it is merfolk. They care a lot about other merfolk effects, but they do have specifically fairies that want to pair well with them all the time. After that, it's elves. Elves are somehow the second least racist kindred in the set. You can still build a very good deck if it is just straight nothing but elves, but they have some of the best cards that can just flex into their colors and not really care that you're not with elves. Now, they have plenty of other cards that are like, hey, you need 10 elves in your deck before I am even worth a goddamn thing. But they also have some very good commons and very good uncommons that you can just play if you have green. And then the least racist, elementals. Presumably because they have no understanding of race or species. Elementals almost exclusively just care that you are casting expensive spells. So if you get fixing, you can do an elementals deck no matter what. So let's talk about which of these is the most powerful kindred. That's the rare and the mythic.
The rare's
rare.
the mythic. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Play the mythic rares.
Yep. You got to be fucking big. I think like, and Elk, you've pointed out the rares and mythics are not especially pushed overall, right? Like it's not like the rares and mythic rares are just the craziest nuclear bombs ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more like all the commons and uncommons are a lot more dog shit. There's a bigger gulf.
Yeah.
Even though the goalpost wasn't moved up at the top end, it has been moved at the bottom.
Which is interesting because there's so much synergy going on, but if you take away the synergy, all the individual commons or uncommons are like minorly due to caca. And so what's happening is your commons and uncommons are going to wage a ground war like they are the Spartans from the movie 300. And then every rare and mythic rare is a nuclear fucking bomb. Like it is just a bunch of shirtless dudes fighting with spears and swords, and then an ICBM hits the field the moment somebody plays a rare. So most of your deck is going to be spent trying to live long enough to draw your rare, trying to play your rare, and trying to recur your rare if you can. And because the rares and mythic rares are so important, so is shitloads. I'm a slide ahead. Let's look at some examples of good rares and mythic rares. And the only bad one in the set, which I'm going to move myself for. Elk, you want to tell us about Moonsong Aria and how you should never ever play it?
Moonsong Aria is one of the worst limited cards on Earth. It's 1 black, do nothing. Your opponent tutors.
Yeah, I forgot. Your opponent goes first on it too. 1 black. Get whatever you want. I pass. Have fun.
So yeah, tutor's bad.
Yeah, this is one of the like most commander cards to ever commander. And so if you see it, pack one, pick one. If you see it in your pre-release pack, I'm sorry you lost. I'm so sorry, but you'll have maybe fun with this card in Commander.
Sell it as soon as possible. The prices are going to be high for like the first couple weeks for this card.
Yeah.
And then it's going to tank. So, I mean, hopefully make entry back if you open 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. So other than Mornsog Aria, pretty much every rare is like Clifford the Unbeatable Motherfucker or is some type of crazy good value engine. Every kindred has some crazy value engine rare. And then stuff like Moonshadow, which is the 1 black mythic rare. Like the mythic rares all are meant to make your skull explode the moment you read their text box. You are looking at a 1 mana 7/7. And they curtail it because, it comes in with 6 -1/-1, 6 -1/-1 counters, and then you have to do a thing to get them off. Everything in this fucking set takes counters off this thing. So it becomes a 1-mana 7/7 with Menace. And so much of the set is blighting that any creature that can take counters off itself is crazy good. It's crazy valuable, and you will get the counters off. So you have to, because all of these rares are just, I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna fucking kill you immediately. You have to pack a shitload of removal. Like this is and that's a standard limited thing. You always want to be playing removal. You never want to be caught without it. More so than normal. If you are caught without removal, or if you are using your removal on your opponent's commons and uncommons, you have lost that game. I promise you.
Yeah, removal is always good and limited. In formats, though, where the rares are so utterly important, where they can just take over a game, your common being able to answer their mythic is so vital. Like it is how you will win.
Yeah, I stuck a Bitterbloom, that's why. Bitterbloom Bearer, which is a mythic rare that is Bitter Blossom on a creature, and somebody just spent an instant speed common interaction spell, and I felt like the evil rich guy at the end of every movie where he's proven wrong and like the orphans beat me to death. That happened to me multiple times. Well, Z let me play early access with them, and you have to be the bloodthirsty orphan. You cannot be the rich. Like, you want to be both. You want to be the rich man with an army of bloodthirsty orphans. But if you ever have a choice between like just an okay thing and even removal you don't think is that great, take the not great removal. It's always sick. Next, Elk, why is Pelt Collector a good card?
So Pelt Collector is an old creature from Guilds of Ravnica. Old, I know, fucking 2018. Whenever another creature, yeah, before Warp, if you can believe it. Whenever another creature you control enters or dies, if that creature's power was greater than Pelt Collector's, you put a counter on it. And then when it has 3 more counters, it has a +1/+1 counter, and it has +1. If it has 3 more counters on it, it has trample. So Pelt Collector is a grower, and
not a shower.
Growers are stupid strong, and everything in the set is effectively a Pelt Collector, except they do it in reverse. They have -1/-1 counters, so you can take them off. So they grow in a different way, but they still grow.
And because we are in such a removal-heavy environment, all of your games are going the distance. Listen to me. I know you, John Goblin. I know you think you're going to be able to curve out and kill people on turn 5. Maybe you can. 90% of games, if both people have decks that are at all capable, they are going to like turn 15. Your pre-release games are going to time. And so any creature that is an above rate creature that is balanced by having -1/-1 counters on it, if it has a way to get those counters off themselves, that investment will pay off. Picking any of these is crazy good. The Giants and the Treefolk do a lot of them, but every Kindred has some way to do this. A lot of the games that were getting lost in early access were getting lost because people had on-rate creatures. The decks that were winning were the ones that had creatures that grew somehow or cheated their power toughness somehow, because the games almost always went long enough for you to cheat the power toughness. So if you see Burden Stoneback, Hovel Hurler, or Brambleback Brute, if they're in your colors, it is almost always worth considering not taking something in your Kindred to take them instead. And then if you see the one in your Kindred, like Creekwood Safe Right is the elf version, if you see the one in your Kindred, absolutely take that. But if you see like if you see a B+ creature in your Kindred, or you see one of these motherfuckers, take one of these motherfuckers. It is insane. Now, there's also a couple infinite combos available in the set. The most prolific one is using the Behold mechanic. If you play a rare, like the Elf Champions of the Perfect, which is a card draw engine on a 6/6 body, and then you Behold a second rare, your opponent will deterministically have to just shake your hand because they are totally fucked. Very
Champions of the
powerful.
perfect. Here's more can't if it dies.
Yep. Champions of the perfect. I show you another mythic rare from my hand. Game over every time. Yeah, it's called the Read 'em and Weep. Thank you, Dirty.
Yeah, you are broke. You may concede.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about good cards that will just kill you. We kind of left this one relatively empty. I have a trauma response to Bree of Clan Stoutarm. I want to hold this one up as like the greatest example of it's a Kindred set, but Kindred doesn't matter because sometimes you just get fucked. 4 mana 4/4 gives a creature flying and lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, if you gained life, exile cards until you hit a non-land, and then you can free cast it if the mana value is less than or equal to the life you gained, otherwise get it to hand. That is the type of rare that is just like blows the game open. Doesn't matter if you're playing merfolk and you decided to do Jeskai merfolk to play Bree. Doesn't matter if you're in Selesnya Kithkin and you flexed Naya for Bree. Somebody beat us playing a terrible hodgepodge of white Kithkin and white merfolk, and then they played this, immediately took over the game. Immediately took over the game and won because we did not have removal. And this is how most of the rares work. They are not, I play this, I kill you on the swing. It is I play this, and I extract an impossibly high amount of value. And so that's what you need removal for, is if you can't remove it in a turn cycle or two, they will have accrued so many more cards or so many more bodies that you will then lose the ground war.
Yeah.
So Elk, do you have any other heaters?
Wilds.
Yeah, tell us about Evolving Wilds.
You could tap this and sack and get any basic land you want. So imagine the Gathering. Being able to cast your spells is really important. It's
but what about being able to cast your spells?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it's pretty good. Especially if God, I think one of the strongest things you can be doing is like 5-color elementals. But you need to be able to have mana.
You are a goddamn liar.
No, here's the thing. Be going 5 colors, I think, is totally possible. Not possible in the set. I think it's impossible unless you have God fixing. But if you open like 3 shock lands, some Evolving Wilds.
See, the thing is, we're gonna get into specific archetypes. It is possible to God fix this set. I don't think God fixing comes from shocks, actually. I think all of your God fixing.
It's a rare slot.
Yeah. There's a lot of common level, uncommon fixing that you can get away with, but you do have to like really do your fucking homework. Please, if you're listening, do not try to throw together some 4-color elemental deck if you do not get a ton of the basic land searches, if you do not get a ton of the color filterers, if you do not take at least 1 or 2 Evolving Wilds. My God. So let's talk about other good stuff that will just kill you. We're going to back out of the slideshow for this so that we can throw them on screen. And I'm going to grab some commons that will just fucking murder you. Where is this guy? Safe Right Cavalry. A 4-mana 4/4 that cannot be double blocked and can buff itself for another elf. This is one of those elves I talked about that can actually flex outside of Kindred, because ultimately it's just a green card that can pump itself if you don't have other elves. But oh my God, does being unable to be blocked by more than one creature hurt this set? So much of the set is decided by removal and combat tricks. Oh my gosh, showing a rare. Don't even show me a rare. I hate this thing. I lost one of the last games of the day to this motherfucker. I hate it.
I was about to say, this looks like one of the worst fucking cards to play against on Earth.
It is the Kithkin special for sure. A Kithkin deck dropped this over the top, and I was just like, this is impossible. This is impossible, because it has an end step trigger too. I can't even... So Safe Right Cavalry, absolutely crazy. Another crazy uncommon that will just kill you and can go into any deck no matter what Kindred you are, Moon Vigil Adherence. Innately has trample, grows based on the creatures you've cast and any creatures you have in your graveyard. And again, this shit is on Russian army strats. Bodies, bodies, bodies. This is I got to play this at one point as a 15-15. I've seen opponents play it anywhere from like a 6-6 to a 10-10. It is disgusting. Also, Little Mix Doom, thank you for the 50-bit cheer. I'm so sorry about your terminal mild allergies. And MLP, thank you for the prime.
Yeah, Fate Folkazoo, thank you for the 2 gifted tier 1s. And also Sodden Tomato for following and stuff. Hooray. Orcish Pansy as well, thank you for the tier 1.
And then, Elk, do you have other cards you have been looking at as just like, oh wow, this is just going to win the game by itself?
Not like win the game by itself, but I do really like it when my fucking 1-drop like just utterly mogs your 2-drop. Like, we have Spell Snare in this set. We have Mud Button Curse Tosser.
Mm-hmm.
Just all these like 1-mana plays that are like, oh, your 2-mana play was really cute, dude.
Yeah, sick 2-mana play, loser. Is... here is another good example of flexible elemental. That can just go in everything. So here are the 2 big breakpoints. If you want to live, you need to have something with 3 toughness or 3 power. A lot of things in this set were swinging. If you were swinging early, you were tending to swing with something that either had 2 power or had 3 toughness. So like a 3/3 could both block and kill stuff. But if you get a 1/3, you can just block fine. Or if you get like a 3/2, you can trade okay. At 4 and above, you start to be very confident. At 5 and above, you are a god among men. This 6-mana 6/5 is Kratos, God of War, compared to most of the creatures that you are going to be sticking. And so things like this, especially when they have basic land cycling, looking for 5 or more toughness and then looking for 5 or more power is very, very huge when it comes to trying to win the ground war when neither of you have your rare or mythic rare. Because your rare and mythic rare will blow the game open, but it's very possible to, if you just don't put up walls early, to get killed with hammers before you even find the rare. And then who else is hot?
I think I remember.
Oh yeah, this was a specific point I wanted to raise. There is a extremely weird dynamic here where even though you have to put up walls early, because the games go so long, you can actually play commander-ass value engines and have them pay off. Now, I only got to play with this myself in one game, but it was huge in the one game I got to play it in. So if you have you cannot draft many things like this, but you will be helped very, very much if you have a way to work through your deck faster. And so getting something that can repeatedly surveil, getting something that can repeatedly draw and discard, getting something like Gathering Stone, if you are deep into a Kindred, will do way better than you think. As long as you have 2-drops, as long as you have 2-drops and 3-drops, to put up that early 3 toughness so that the Kithkin player doesn't just mog you instantly. And then, oh yeah, and then the big Treefolk that kills you. There's one more. Horton, here's a bitch. This 5/6, I think, was played by every single deck that has white, and it was always good. Does not matter what your Kindred is, does not matter what your overall strategy is, does not matter how deep you are into Kindred. This is like a turn 4, 5/6 with Vigilance. It is...
Welcome back, venerated Loxodon.
Welcome back! And again, that 5 power, 6 toughness breakpoint is like just over the line of being practically invincible. Please bear with me. Thank you for the 2 months with Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. We can move on from here to terrible dog shit you should always pass. Elk, do you want to...
crib swap?
Yeah, tell me about crib swap and why stealing babies is bad.
So crib swap, well, stealing babies is badass, but doing it in this manner, crib swap, you exile their creature. Great, love that line of text. It's a kindred instant. You can reveal it to shit, like you can behold it.
Hot dog.
All right, but giving them a 1/1 shape changer is a nightmare because everything on this says if you control a creature of this type, you get a hand job. And what that translates to is you are giving them a global hand job receiver. Like you are giving them an O positive creature. You know, everything works with this thing.
Yeah, and another really important thing, bodies, bodies, bodies. I know that's like limited standby. I play and I lose in a lot of limited sets, more so than normal. You always have to be sticking or removing a creature. If you are not doing that and it does not draw you additional creature cards to stick and play, you are fucked. And so even though crib swap is tempting because you're like, oh, I can get rid of their mythic rare, they go net neutral on creatures, which tends to be fucking awful. Also, somebody in chat asked about something that requires that I update the slide. What about lasting Tarfire? Stinky, awful dog shit you should pass every single time. There might be a dream deck that will work with this. I know it's tempting because it can theoretically break the staring contest that we're talking about you're going to be in. It does not give you a body. It does not reduce their bodies. You will get hit in the chest with hammers. I promise you. We did a deck where Z got to draft this, and every time we drew it, it fucked us.
Oh.
Do you concur, Elk, or do you think Lasting Tarfire has potential?
It would need to be a really lengthy matchup.
Yeah, and there's games that do go long enough that seem tempting. There's not many games that go long enough, and you would rather have this than have their creature. Kind of similarly, Goat Nap is dog shit. There is not very many turns where you can end it in one fell swoop, unless your one fell swoop is like giving everything flying. And because so many of the rares are value engines, taking them for a turn doesn't let you kill them. If you goat nap a Moonshadow that has all of its counters removed, great. You fucking win. You win. If you goat nap any of the other value rares, like Bree, it's really nice, but then you pass it back to them and you lose the game. So,
yeah, it's not about low like increments of aggro in this set. It's going long.
Yeah. Dank Sham, wow, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. And then Darkness Descends as well. Yeah, again, there's a deck out there. There's a deck out there that can do it. But for the most part, this is I board wipe myself and pass the turn.
Yeah, Darkness Descend to me. Everything has a huge ass in this set, it looks like.
Yeah.
So my 2 -1/-1 counters on everything is like kind of mid. And then here's the thing. There's a lot of creatures that your opponents can have that just remove counters from themselves for value.
Mm-hmm. So you're feeding, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're feeding people card draw. And to Elecman's comment, but Bree can give a creature flying. Wouldn't that help close the game in the air when you otherwise might not be able to? Yes, the point is that one turn of that is very unlikely to win the game. And then you give them back the ability to get flying lifelinkers, and they continue to stabilize. Like when it comes to, oh, my opponent has really good creatures, you are almost always better off killing it than you are stealing it for a turn. because most of them are long-term value engines that help them win a marathon, and not, oh, here's my 10-10 with trample. Like the dream for Goat Nap is my opponent has played, let me find this guy. My opponent has played Moon Vigil Adherence. That is the prime Goat Nap target, because then you get a big trampler, you try to kill them with it that turn. Pretty much everything else is like, you are going to extract the value from this card over 3 to 4 turns, and getting it for 1 is not good enough, especially if you have to spend 3 mana to do it.
Well, actually, I do want to offer some pushback here, Mauled.
Yeah, what's up?
The best target isn't the giant trampler.
Mm-hmm.
It's the giant trampler that they have Omni Changelinged. Because now it's a goat, so you get +3/+0 because you've goat napped.
Oh my god. But what if you used it on Omni Changeling, which is a really cool shapeshifter card that's a little bit bigger than the card you put in there? Because this could enter as a goat, and then it would get the +3/+0 benefit from Goat Nap too. That would be massive.
No, you're right.
Thank you for
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Oh, so there is a lot of potential with Goat Nap, for sure. So there's the good and the bad. And we're going to spend a few minutes talking about what mindset do you have to be in for each of your creature types, and what types of cards are going to actually like underpin the strategy working. For Kithkin, you are the aggro deck. I know people think it's going to be goblins. Maybe that's true. I never saw it work for goblins. I never saw goblins hit some like crazy curve out and just hit people with hammers, win turn 5. I saw Kithkin do it over and over and over again, and they did it because of this fucking dipshit. This evil common. This evil common that I hate. 3/3 trample, and whenever another creature you control enters, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So functionally, this was like, I play a garbage creature turn 1, turn 2. I play this. I play another one of these, and then I hit you with a 4/3 trampler every single turn until you die.
Yeah, I believe it.
So if you want to do Kithkin and you don't get these, and you don't have a way to push damage early, you are probably in trouble unless you have some sort of insane late game play. I think the only one I would believe in let me find this motherfucker. Or the only two I would believe in are if you have multiple copies of Gallant Foul Knight, or if you have Figure of Fable. These two, great, we're in the late game, we can still win. Otherwise, or Kin Binding, yeah, but Kin Binding works with like, Kin Binding is just great for every fucking creature type.
Oh, Figure of Fable's so badass. I love Hex Drinkers.
I love Fable. I love Fable. Have you talked about the giant that turns creatures into cowards? We have not, because right now that falls under, that is a mythic rare. Every mythic rare blows the fucking game out immediately. Like, if it's a mythic rare, don't ask questions, use it. Don't ask questions, use it. All right, next. You know them, you love them, elementals. You must have a donk. You must have that early donk we talked about, because all of the shit you care about doing is casting spells that cost 4 or more mana. And so if you cannot put up a wall against the ravages of the Kithkin, you're screwed. You're screwed.
All I'm saying is, like, when you have your like 2/4 elemental kicking around, and they swing with their 3/3 Kithkin, you just know they're gonna Blossoming Defense you and ruin your life.
And then you die. And then you die, and it's all over for you. That is a good point. I missed this while we were talking about it. I'm going to go back to the removal slide for this. This set is the closest I have ever seen a combat trick act to just straight up removal. There's obviously still a difference. However, the common, uncommon Spartans from 300 Ground War is happening the entire time you're playing these long ass games. And so there's a lot of attacking, there's a lot of blocking. If you can give something +2/+2, if you can give it first strike, if you can give it indestructible for a turn, you will kill an opponent's creature for it nearly every time. So if you can't get removal in a pack, but you can get a combat trick, combat tricks are running very close to par with removal from what I've seen so far. And then if you're playing elementals and you get combat trick, you're dead. You are immediately dead in the water and you can do nothing. The other thing you need for elementals is fixing, which you can get, but your big fixers are this dumbass Treefolk, this dumbass ramp card, I typed into Scryfall wrong. Bruh. Oh, it's not Oracle Scarecrow. And this little idiot.
1-3, yeah, the fucking moron.
This is your god wall. This is your Great Wall of China. If you are an elementals deck, you play this guy, you have fogged for 3 turns of the game. I swear to God, it is stupendous how much damage you can prevent with a 2-mana 1/3 that is also a mana filterer, that is also a way to surveil 1. So those are like the big 3 commons that you have to have access to probably multiple copies of if you want a 5-color elementals deck to come together. Elementals is also the face of the Izzet limited archetype. So you don't need these if you are just going red-blue elementals. But if you want to try to do a lot of vivid stuff, which is the thing that counts colors among permanents, if you want to try to do a 4-color or 5-color pile, you gotta show me one of these 3 cards or multiple copies of one of these 3 cards, or you're gonna fucking perish. And then Treefolk, don't fucking do it. Elk, why would you do Treefolk if you did it?
I didn't read. I don't know what these cards do, Mauled. I just looked at the art.
They're just hard as fuck. True and real. You will be tempted, chat room, because there is a legendary Doran. You do have permission from me to try to make legendary Doran work. What you need to understand is you are hard based around a 3-color guy. You have to show me the fixing, and you have to care a lot about power toughness difference. The toughness does not have to be greater. Don't get tricked. As long as it is offset, like a 3/2 will benefit from this. A 2/4 will benefit from this. A 5/6 will benefit from this, but so will a 6/5. So if you draft Doran, or if Doran's in your pre-release packs and you want to play him, you can take as few even power toughness things as you can. And then the difficulty you get into is you lose access to some of the good giants like Bird and Stoneback. You still get Hobble Hurler, but a lot of these other guys that like are the above rate creatures, those tend to have balanced stats. So you kind of get fucked there. So it's a little bit precocious. This is also not an archetype. There are 7 Treefolk in the fucking set. You can't.
Treefolk is not a promoted set archetype.
Yeah, this is they fill in the blanks with other creature types. So if you see good Treefolk for your colors, fill in your goblins, your elves, your Kithkin, whatever. Do not see like 3 Treefolk in pack 1 and be like, I'm doing a Treefolk deck. I promise you are not. I promise you.
Speaking of not doing a deck built around a certain creature type, giants.
Big giants, big ladies. I know you want to. That giant's pretty good though, right? 2/5 double strike. Other giants have double strike. That's the type of shit that'll trick a man into a Kindred deck.
Other giants have double strike. That sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
Type giant set ECL. What other giants?
What other giants? Pray tell.
What other giants?
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are at rare or mythic rare. So there are 6 giants in the set that you have any chance of seeing. Now, giants are another extremely fucking good fill-in. If you ever see a giant that is in your colors, you can probably flex Kindred to take it because all of the giants are very good. There are like, I don't think I have seen a single one that did not punch above its weight class. We talked about Brambleback Brute, we talked about Burn Stoneback, we talked about Hobble Hurler. The rest of them basically only get better from there. Yeah, and we'll bring up, I fucking hate this guy. I got hit with this guy. Z and I got hit with this guy 3 fucking times in early access. This is a mythic rare. I don't know what's going on with the packs on Arena. I don't know if it's going to be the same for your pre-release. They have put so many mythic rares in these fucking packs. Like we saw a mythic rare like every other game.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted to scream. Yeah, 7 mana, fuck your board forever.
Damn. Arena, it's just the arena shuffler when you think about it. It's 0% luck. It's 100% pre-programmed.
Mm-hmm. To ruin Z and I's lives specifically. What about Changelings? The Changelings are all pretty garbage. They are like, the only Changeling I would ever consider taking is the Flash one, because then you can effectively use it as a combat trick. Otherwise, if you see a Changeling in a pack and you're like, oh, the Changeling, like if you ever think the Changeling is a good pick here, you are probably wrong. There is probably a piece of removal, a combat trick, or a different creature in your Kindred that's just better. I will redact this for one Changeling in specific that chat has reminded me of.
Yeah, Grave Sister's in the set, which is really good. There's one other good Changeling.
Oh no. There's a not the fucking rare. Sure, man. Yeah. Hey, listen. If I'm ever talking about a Kindred and you're like, but what about this rare or mythic rare? I direct you back to the rares and mythic rares are all cuckoo fucking bonkers. The one I'm thinking of is.
This is a pretty good one. Grave Sifter is not a rare. It's not uncommon, by the way.
There's Grave Shifter. Grave Sifter is a rare. This one. Grave Shifter is good. That's also good. That's also a good removal spell. Yeah. Nasty removal spell. Grave Shifter. Recursion, very good. Your deck is going to revolve mostly around rares and mythic rares, or maybe like one particularly good uncommon. They are going to get removed. I guarantee it. Being able to get them back, super hot. And the rest of your deck is not going to be able to keep up with them or without them. All right. Moving on to merfolk. All I want to do is tap that ass. The biggest struggle you are going to face in a merfolk deck is, depending on how many flyers you got, you are going to be highly motivated to swing merfolk who are dog shit at fighting. Let me bring up an example of this one. And you're going to be like, oh my god, but not me, Maud. I'm going to get all the lords. I'm going to get all the card draw and all the interaction. There is going to come a time where you're like, fuck, I really want to swing Wanderbind Preacher, and they have a 2/3, and my creature's fucking dead. And this is where you have to bring protection. You must wrap up all of your merfolk in shitty little combat tricks. And there are a couple that are just good flyers, right? That are totally fine. But there's also a couple that are like Wanderbind Preacher, like the Pestered Wellguard, where you want to be able to tap this because you get a fairy, but if you tap it in combat, a 4-mana 3/2 is dead instantly. And so Convoke will save you a lot. There's a lot of blue and white Convoke spells as well. But really, 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 probably the Kindred that needs interaction the most. If you do not have it, you are proverbially dead in the water.
Yeah. The Convoke's really great at tapping down your merfolk. The problem is that it also doesn't kill your opponent's things, which is why I'm definitely in the camp that the combat tricks are a better way of tapping your merfolk than
I agree.
Than relying on Convoke all game. You'll end up in a goblin situation where you're kind of just staring at your opponent.
Mm-hmm. And if your payoffs are not very, very good, even that Convoking or that Springleaf Drumming, right? Like everyone's like, oh, hell yeah, Springleaf Drum, I get to tap him down. That doesn't kill people. And you have to kill people. So if you have Springleaf Drum because you have like a card draw synergy on board and it's drawing you into your rare or mythic rare, go off. If you are like, oh, hell yeah, I gained 2 life without having to risk my 2/2, you are fucked. I promise 100%. You would every time much rather go, or even for Pestered Wellguard to get the 1/1, every time you would rather go play them, pass, get to my next turn, swing them, combat trick. Every time. Like you have to be going for combat tempo, you have to be going for damage every time you can, and you have to have the interaction to punish people for blocking you. There is also an aside where merfolk pair very well with fairies, but it depends on the type of merfolk deck you end up doing. If you do combat trick merfolk, you don't want fairies, because fairies reward you for casting spells on your opponent's turn. And if you're doing combat trick merfolk, you're probably swinging out and tapping mana on your turn. So if you get a merfolk deck that has a ton of like just straight up removal, and then you get fairies, then you can combine them and you can get this fucked up Triforce of like, I play on your turn, my fairies give me card selection, I draw my good merfolk, the good merfolk kills you. But if you're doing combat tricks, don't pair it with fairies. It's going to be really, really awkward timing wise. Elk, tell me about goblins.
Yo. Goblins. Goblin players. You have a disease.
And that disease is called stupidity.
The disease is called going 1 and 2 at F&M.
Yes, it is.
So you're blighting all your shit. You're putting -1/-1 counters everywhere. And then you're like killing some goblins, pinging them with your life drain goblin, whatever. You are never getting through. No goblin in this set has evasion. And you can tell this because the best goblin in the set is Brambleback Brute.
Yeah. If you want to do a goblin deck because you're a goblin player, much like how the Vivid plan has to get the fixing, you have to show me giants that give evasion. If you do not show me giants that give you evasion, your goblin deck is probably screwed. As Elk pointed out, they don't have any way of guaranteeing combat damage. The way they guarantee damage is with Aristocrats benefits. Also, Jay Arlington, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream, my friend. We're talking about a pre-release guide for Lorwyn that's about to come out. We're talking about how terrible goblins are. So what happens to goblins is you get stuck in the staring contest. You get stuck in the staring contest, and then you either don't have your Aristocrats piece, or your Aristocrats piece is the only thing they have to kill, and then you're screwed. You are even more reliant on your like one piece of flex tape tying the whole deck together than all the other Kindreds. So don't do it unless you have 2 copies of Brambleback Brute. Then you probably win every game.
Oh yeah.
Fairies.
We have another fake creature type.
Fake and made up. Yeah, these guys suck. They are a maybe pairing with merfolk. Again, if you're playing with a lot of interaction. I think this is another one where there are 11 in the set, maybe even fewer. Some of them look 11 in the set, yeah. Some of them look very dope. Some of them are going to trick you. That's okay. And some of them can fit in with other creature types, like Nightmare Sower. If you're in any deck with black that's running interaction, potentially getting able to double up your removal spells or blight your own stuff for value, that's great. Do not you dare try to like mainline fairies. And if you are going heavy into a particular kindred, limit how many fairies you splash in. They are really not that good.
All right. I want to go into our regular PSA here, which is sealed players. The rares and mythics matter a lot in this set, as has already been established. Put rares and mythics in your deck, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Sealed players, even more so. Forget everything that was just mentioned. Run the rares and mythic rares in your deck. Just like try to fit as many as possible.
Yeah. So for everybody going to their pre-release after you watch this video, even though Z and I were doing it for draft, we as a joke did a couple where we were like, we are going to hard pivot our deck every time we get past a rare or mythic rare, and those were some of our best records of the day. It's tough out there for an uncommon.
Yeah, you run removal to remove their bombs, and you run bombs yourself, and then you just win.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it.
If you have...
Sealed's way less about synergy.
Yeah. If you have absolutely no plan, then you can lean on Kindred as like a backbone, but you're going to be way better off just being like, where are the individual crazy motherfuckers who don't care about Kindred and will like draw me cards to get to my rare? Like, let me show you. I do want to show one more card that I think the internet will agree is pretty good, but always felt like it overperformed what people would have thought of it. This fuck-ass bitch. I saw this cast in 12 matches yesterday, and never by a Kithkin player. Not one time. It was always by somebody who was just in green, and your creature being able to replace itself because of the aforementioned wall of bodies army strategy. So good. So if you are in doubt, rares, mythic rares, ways to surveil or draw cards, and then just shoot a bunch of guns. All right, are there any... We will now open the floor to questions. We're going to transition to Commander stuff in a moment, but are there any outstanding questions hopeful pre-releasers or draft players have? What about elves? What about Elf Shaper? Mutavault Changeling good? I only saw it once. It was unimpressive. How is protection? Protection from removal, not great. There's a little bit, but protection's not very much there. What is there again? Combat tricks. Most of your protection is going to be, I swing, whatever you block, I combat trick, and now combat trick is removal for you and protection for me. If you are in multicolor, isn't the land searching changeling okay? It is okay, but it is one of those cards where I really, really doubt you didn't have a better option. Peak limited rank, only plat, Dr. Roxo. I have never gone particularly deep. Most of what I'm giving today is not I'm crazy smart. It is I got to draft it 8 times yesterday, and I got to see what people better than me drafted and beat me with.
Ooh, any good cards for two-headed giant? Yes. Goblins get a lot better.
Yes, goblins get much better in two-headed giant. So goblins kind of go up from being stuck in the staring contest to now like, oh, the aristocrat game plan can really begin to cook.
Yeah, because there's a lot of these cards that say each opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly that's fucking Perforos.
Yeah.
And not just a blood artist.
Mm-hmm. Is it better to splash a third color for a bomb or follow the creature type you already have for synergy? Bomb. Every time. Bomb every time. Unless the bomb is something that like only cares about a creature type. Like I'll show you one example, you know, bomb that I would rather stay on theme for. Oh, I can't even find this. Oh, this guy. Yeah. Like, here's an example. This is a rare. It is a 4/5 with flash for 4 mana. Wow, very good. You have to behold a Kithkin and exile it to cast it. So this is an example of like a hyper parasitic rare. This is fixed champion. So there is a behold a blank and exile it for every creature type. These are the bombs you do not pivot hard for because you need to be deep in the Kindred for them to work. Crowcore, that smells like a commander question. Please hold commander questions until we move on to the commander part of it. Most fun deck you drafted was the Doran deck. Only went 3-3. But I think I did like a mix of Treefolk and elves. Really loved it. That was definitely the most fun. Because there were a couple decks where like Z drove the car more, and a couple decks where I drove the car more. And this was one where I was being kind of an idiot, but I had a lot of fun.
Lasting Charfire does do a lot of damage into a giant.
Lasting Tarfire is like probably the biggest individual glow up from 1v1 to two-headed giant, because then like your teammate can play the turn 2 blocker and you can waste turn 2 playing this greedy setup piece. Are the land plus kindred searchers worthwhile if you're not deep in the creature type? No, and that's a great point. Hold on, let me go grab these. Slide title has nothing to do with it. Some of you will be tempted to run the Eclipsed cycle anyway, just because they are hybrid, which means it's easier to fix their colors, and you're going to look at them and go like, oh, but they can get lands too. I promise. If you are not fully committed to the Kindred that is written on them, they are going to fuck you. They're going to fuck you terribly.
That tracks, I think.
You have to be on like 80% of my deck is this one Kindred, and I have flexed 1 or 2. But if you have done, or maybe like 3 to 4 creatures total that are not the creature type, if you haven't done that, they are more likely to let you down than help you. Getting land drops, like finding our land drop for turn, was not the crushingly difficult part. The crushingly difficult part was keeping up with the creature economy. And so whiffing the merfolk trigger, whiffing the elf trigger, yeah, the add a land to hand did not feel good enough anytime we did it. It always felt
the bottom 4 cards of your library.
Yeah. It always felt good enough when we got a creature from it. It never felt good enough when we just got a land from it. It's in the... Oh, Moonlit Lamenter. Oh, pick instantly in any draft, yes or no? Let me see. Moonlit.
It's a grower, so yes.
Yes, growers, crazy fucked up good. Like, it's the tier list for me is rare or mythic rare, or non-parasitic rare or mythic rare. There's plenty of rares, mythic rares that only care if you're deep in the Kindred. So non-parasitic rare or mythic rare is highest tier of thing you can get. A grower is the next highest tier of thing you can get. And then it has to be like removal, and then it has to be I'm playing into my Kindred synergy. Like, this is incredibly good. Incredibly good blocker, lets you draw a card with it, potentially more if you have Self-Blight. Anything like this that grows is super, super crazy good. And I lost plenty of games to people who had no Kindred synergies and just did the 3-step plan I just said of like everything in my deck is a bomb rare, or a grower, or an interaction spell. And then the Kindred part of it is just not there at all. The new evoke elementals are in the set. I really didn't get to see them played, so I don't have a lot of strong opinions.
Do we want to move on to Commander now?
Yes, I think that's the end of the draft stuff. I'm gonna stop recording.